Hello, my beauties, welcome back to another fantasy video. My name is Kelly, and welcome back to another fantastic video. And Happy New Year! So, of course, we're going to take it back to blacephalon raid hour that happened on New Year's Eve. Yeah, it was interesting. We got a couple of good Pokemon. We got a 91 IV. Blacephalon, which will come up in a minute. And then got a couple of ones that can golden bottle cap, but I think the 91 IV is probably going to be the one that we're going to use because Blacephalon, even though it's the third, actually now it's the fourth best, I think, fire type attacker, but the first best non-mega. Mind blown and incinerate. It's still quite glassy, but you know, we got a 91. But anyway, Happy New Year. Of course, I just want to say this will be the last video for Pokemon Go for quite a while. We'll off camera, we'll do a couple of more blacephalon raids. Then the next video that you'll be seeing from me will be Piplup Community Day on the 4th. But even before that, you'll probably see some of these blacephalon raids from today. Because, of course, when I'm recording this, I did a couple of raids beforehand. That's why this video is a bit late. Then tomorrow, or for the 2nd and the 3rd of January. And then after them two raids, I will either start editing that video for the 4th, and then of course Community Day, which will be seen on the 5th of Jan, if things work out. And then of course that will be it till well, we've got the Genesect videos and then all of that will be coming. Anyway, I'm going to get into the video because this video is going to be long. Anyway, let's get into it. Right, let's start the new year off with some Zekrom raids. Yes, we are going to remote raid into the Zekrom because, of course, I thought that Zekrom was going to rotate out and become Blacephalon. But apparently, Blacephalon stayed in the raids just a tad longer. So we can do a couple of those to see if we end up with a shiny. And we didn't. We did not get the shiny Zekrom. But we got a hundo. You know, you can't get everything, can you? Maybe next time we will end up with shiny. But I thought we were going to get it. But we didn't. Of course, we are still using the alt account because, of course, we don't have the Pokemon strength to actually take this out by itself. So I just need the extra power. Take some of these raids down so I can max a lot more Pokemon out. So this is the start that we're starting to use Primal Groudon. One of the strongest ground type Pokemon. I'm happy that we actually managed to do the Primal Groudon raids back in the day, because it hasn't come back yet for quite a while, and so I'm happy that we got the Primal Energy for that. And then of course the wild area Garchomps, the mighty Garchomps. I can't wait for the next wild area event. Coming this year, probably. We don't know when the next one will be. We're assuming probably November again. But oh, there we go. We've got that one down with the Rayquaza. And all the rare candy will be going into some of our really top legendaries. I think at the moment, during this time when I was doing that, we were just dumping them into Zamazenta. Even though it's not even in its shield form. because eventually we probably will end up turning it into its shield form and maxing that out, and then after that it will be being dumped into Heatran. But yeah, you know, it's got quite a lot to do, and these are some of the I could just sit at home and just remote raid into a bunch of these legendaries. But sometimes I'll just go, if I'm just not wanting to spend 125 Pokemons on a remote raid pass, I just walk down to it and just use free raid pass. But sometimes I'm going, if I've got something to do, like these videos, I'll just sit there and remote raid into it. Like I did earlier today for the blacephalon, we just remote raided into it, and we need to like purify 2 Pokemon for this part of the precious paths, and then now we need like defeat 5 Team Gold Rocket Grunts to complete that. And of course, I think this month we'll see the next couple for that. And we're going to remote raid into the raid at the Red Bear. Eventually we'll actually end up with these gems gold, which would be nice. Because otherwise we're going to get some couple of more items. And this is also weird because I forgot to heal up my Shadow Groudon after the last raid. So the Groudon's not even that good. It's because it's only like half health, and then it just gets taken out as soon as it's in. And I think this ended up with Outrage. Yes, it did. It ended up with Outrage. I just saw it up on the corner where it says what moves it's using. So I ended up with Outrage. Right. So of course that shiny Groudon that you saw there is the shiny Groudon that can also Mega Primal Evolve. But is only a 91 IV, so we're not going to actually use that very often. But we will. I'll just have to wait until I golden bottle cap it, and then you go, no shiny. The last second raid of 2025. And no shiny. I tried. It just ended up extremely expensive. I tried my hardest to try and get the shiny, but it was just not happening in my budget. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. But it just wasn't happening in my budget, so I called it quits. And of course, it is now the winter event, meaning we can start the New Year's 2026 collection challenge. And of course, we did buy the research, so of course we can do that. Quite nice that is now the winter event. There you go. You got fireworks, which is cool. And then a little bit later, I saw on the nearby blacephalon. So we started off to try and, test, see if we can take this down before raid hour. I just wanted to test to see if we could take it down, so I can go out and do all my premium passes and try and take it down. So this is me trying to test to see if I can take it down before radar. As you probably can see, we are using the same team that we used for Zekrom. We're using the Garchomps and the Groudons. And then we just added Kyogre in there just to help it down a bit. But Kyogre is just a bit of a glass cannon at the moment because it just doesn't have the strength to take it down. Because it's like a 91 IV, and the Groudons that I'm using are much higher in IV percentage, apart from the Shiny, which is also a 91 IV. But eventually, it will be golden bottle capped. We just don't know when that will happen. There we go. We got this one down, and we've got 3 candy for that, which is interesting. I think the candy rate kind of dwindled a bit after this day because of all of the battle passes for the new research went away, so we're getting a lot less candy now. We're just happy that we managed to get a lot of our Pokemon done in that time frame. So you'll see that throughout 2026, where we'll be empowering up a lot more of our Pokemon and some new ones that happened in 2025. And we didn't catch that one, which is unfortunate. I like how the recommended is making me choose my Dark Tyranitars. I was tempted by doing that, actually. But I just wanted to use a full ground team, as this is what I know that is able to do it now. I would use my Tyranitars, but we just didn't want to do that. So we are just using my full ground team. And this is me testing it with party power. So the previous test was without it. This is the test with party power, and the Kyogre is doing much better with it. And yeah, I think this is the team that I'm going to go with, because party power is pretty decent. Apparently people are saying that blacephalon is not the good Pokemon to use when you're trying to use party power. But we haven't yet done that, so because we don't actually have a decent blacephalon powered up. But we do, like I said in the beginning clip, in my intro, we do have a 91 IV that we can silver ball cap at some point. But of course, with the trickle down thing, we don't know when we'll power one up, or I think that was the I think that was the 91. But yeah, I'll see you at Radar, and I'll be talking on camera. See you in a bit. Happy New Year, everyone. So we are out again, almost to the location we were at previously during the Christmas Eve event. We're just walking up to it, almost to the New Year's Eve raid hour. But we've already started having an issue with it, is that there's a possibility we may not actually be able to do because the practice ones that you saw earlier were done with primal ground. But yeah, we're done with primal ground. Unfortunately, I just realised I have no more primal ground energy on the alt account. Do have on the main, but the alt doesn't have any more primal ground energy, and I tried to walk it to try and get some on a poppin. That changes it to 10 kilometers. But there's a possibility we'll have to use guard jump, and then eventually switch it around at a later date. But already we've hit a snag on it. Yeah. Hopefully we're able to put it off during blacephalon to try and get some good IV ones, because it is now, unfortunately I said in the previous video that it's the second best fire type. It is literally fourth best now, but it's still the first best if you don't have any megas. Just got there, I think. What's up to it? Anyway, it's the end of it. Radar. So we are now at the location that we were at during Christmas Eve. There's the boathouse there. Of course, no one's here. But hopefully we can do all this. The only issue is that we run out of primal energy for Groudon, so we have to use our guard jump for a bit until we get the primal energy for Groudon, which we probably end up with at the end of the event, probably, and even before that. But yeah. Anyway, the blacephalon radar is going to be starting very soon, so I'm going to set up, get ready for it, and I'll see you back in the studio for all of radar. See you in a sec. Back. So we are starting raid hour. Of course, it's taken a lot longer because, of course, when they start at 6, they tend to not actually, they glitch out a bit. But, of course, from our previous tests, we know that a full Groudon team with Kyogre actually do alright. We would have primaled Kyogre instead of Groudon, because it does a lot more damage. That's if my Kyogre would have been able to do more damage, because it is only a 91 IV, rather than the Groudon being a 96 IV, so I have to try and figure out what I can do. Maybe the next one we will have some Kyogres powered up by the next blacephalon raid hour at the end of this year. We'll probably try and do some more if we power up Kyogre by then. I'm having a feeling we might have some Kyogres powered up, but we probably won't hundo our primal Kyogre by then. It really depends on how many golden bottle caps that will be coming out this year, but I'm having a feeling probably not that many, because we also need a bottle cap Garchomps as well, the two that we are using in this raid. And of course course, got a shiny primal Groudon, which we're actually using there, which is level 40 at the moment. That is our other backup primal Groudon when I run out of primal energy for this Groudon. But of course it's not really worth it, as it's only a 91 IV and it's not that great anyway, because it doesn't do much damage, so it's basically just put as a filler. And of course we did not get the shiny blacephalon, or even a decent IV one, that matter, apart from. So that was probably just going to be grinded for candy. And then the next raid is the Thorn Snook Club. We actually had to remote raid into this one because, of course, when I was walking away from the previous raid, we kind of walked past the Thorn Snook Club by accident, and of course we remote raided into this one and the next one. Then we used our passes for the other blacephalon on the New Year's raid out. And then, so from what I can see is it does help, but it was really difficult by this point, as the party power wasn't necessarily trying to register. So when I was trying to tap and then try and tap for the party power, it just wasn't working out. So you can see my shiny here, and you can see how it goes down so fast because it just doesn't have the defense stat. But it also is my other primal. And then got my Kyogre, which just gets obliterated by this blacephalon. Because it's literally 91 IVs, but it did its job. It literally took down. There you go. It literally took it down. But because Kyogre is supposed to be much stronger than Groudon for blacephalon, but I would have used primal Kyogre if I had a decent one, but I don't, because I would have used my full Kyogre team if I had them all powered up, but they're currently like level not even evened out. So the next one is the Delve's Obstacle Course, which is right next to the Snook Club. But so this one is where the nature reserve is, and this is the one that I can actually see. No, actually, no, I can't actually see this one from where I live. It's actually just the Snook Club that I can actually see from where I live, so that I can remote raid into it. The Dolls Obstacle Course is a little bit too far away from where I can see, so you literally have to walk up to it to actually raid it. So, but I will eventually get all these gold, depending on how many raid hours we can actually pull off, because you need like 30 BXP, which is 30 battle experience points, to get a gym gold and get the extra items when you spin them. I think I'm on my own in this one. Oh no, I ain't. Do have my old account. I just didn't realise it was hiding there. So what, my Kyogre? I think at this point, like, it was extremely cold, and I was just trying to try and tap the party power as hard as I could to try and get it to activate, and it wasn't activating as fast as I wanted. But we still got it down. Yeah, I think in the next re-lobby. Nope, in this one. Okay. And 109. And there you go. 1803. It's a terrible IVs, that one. And still no shiny. I think blacephalon and Zekrom is going to be the ones where I just don't get the shiny at all. I mean, this is the second time it's come back in raids and I did not get the shiny one. Because I think I did 10 last year. Then I did almost like 20-ish this year, so... Well, another 10-ish this year. Well, still no shiny. But, yeah, who knows. And then this is the next one after the Doll's Obstacle Course. This is the Thorn Library, which we haven't really raided at that much. Because even though the Thorn Library is basically a gym that we can actually see from here. We just haven't really raided at it very much. But here we are. It's actually going down much quicker than I thought it was going to go down. Perhaps. But yeah, the next couple of golden portal caps, if they do come out, will be going into those two guard jumps that you see at the front. These are like level 43 and level 42. So the next two portal caps will going into them. And then the next third portal cap will be going into the shiny Groudon. Then it will be going into this Kyogre eventually. But considering we're going to trickle down, there's a possibility that there'll be another Pokemon up there in the Kyogre list before that Kyogre actually is able to get Bottle Cap. But it will be him. But even if a bunch of other Kyogres surpass the primal, it will get the priority, as it's one of the strongest water type attackers. There we go. 1, 2. Actually, this one took a while to catch. 1, 2. Yeah, it was taking a while. So of course there was like 7, 8 gyms that we actually got through as we go from the Nature Reserve, Fawn Snooker Club area all the way down up to the church. We could have gone to the park, but we didn't want to go that far down, as we needed to go back to the Red Bear, which is actually not the next. After this raid is when we actually did the Red Bear. But before that, we need to complete our research. So we need to catch this Pikachu with a hat. It's not a hundo, but I wasn't expecting it to ever be the hundo. I'm never that lucky. Just doing it in the wild. And then of course we need to catch a bunch of these. The hundo that we're looking for is like 507, but was it 5? Yeah, it was 507, the hundo in the research that we bought. But we need to go and do more blacephalon. We'll sort that out in a bit, as time was kind of running away, because it was because we wanted to do this, the Red Bear and the church. So that was like 3 raids that we needed to sort out in by the time it reaches 7 o'clock. And yeah, managed it, which is decent enough. So these are probably going to be the gyms that will end up actually getting gold, because of course, because these are the ones that we regularly raid at, because we can basically see them. Thorn Park, on the other hand, is another question entirely if we're actually going to get them gold. Even though one of the gyms from Thorn Park I can actually see. There's 2 gyms there. And this is me actually doing a mistake where I accidentally put Tyranitar in. And not my Tyranitar Dark team. And not my ground team. But you know, it did its best. For just that split second. While I was actually raiding it. But we lost a lot of time there, having to re-lobby into the ground team. And also we are actually using, I think I said in the previous stun, I kind of just forgot all about it. In the alt account, we ran out of Groudon energy. So we are resorted to my Hundo Garchomp. So throughout this, even though I actually did get enough primal energy to turn it back into Groudon, we just didn't do that. But anyway, I don't want to really talk much about my alt account. That's just an aid for this account till I'm able to like solo everything and not only use one account. And then we are finishing off the Pikachu research. I think we did it. Oh no, we've got quite a lot of Pikachus here. Like I said, the hundo for Pikachu with a hat is 507 on this research. And we're gonna go in quickly into this blacephalon raid at the Red Bear, which is just me. We'll go back there or something, but it's just. But we thought that by the time we walked up to the church and back, that the raid would have respawned, but it didn't. What did respawn was the Windmill Bar. You know, it's just one of those things where sometimes your original plan doesn't work out and you have to replan it, the route. So after this gym, after this raid, the next raid will be Thorn Church, then we'll be popping back and doing the Windmill. And then we've got Wakai over here. It does do a lot of damage actually, what I've noticed, before it goes down, because I think it has 15 attack and 15 defense, and it's the HP stat that's missing. And I think for my Primal Kyogre, my Groudon on here, it's just missing a point in the attack, I think. That won't make it like 2 points in the attack, which it wouldn't make it a hundo. And I don't know what. This is an 1849. Is this the 91? Maybe. Yeah, I think this is the 91 IV. 1849. Is it catch? Yep, there we go. And I think this is the 91. Oh, I didn't actually check it. But so we're going back into doing some of these Pikachu researches while I walk up to the Thorn Church. And yeah. And there you go. We did a couple of those. I think we could do a bit more. There we go. Yep. Yep. But anyway, it's just whatever. But the whole entire path allows us, but there is a point in the path where it basically doesn't have that many tasks to do. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And that's the last Pikachu there before we go into the blacephalon. And then we'll get to the final bit of that research after all the blacephalons are done. So same team, same setup. Just using the Garchomps that we got during Raid Hour. Sorry, not Raid Hour, during the wild area. That happened in November. And of course, like I keep saying, this Garchomp will be bottle. These Garchomp will be bottle capped, and one of them will also be the Mega. Just like over on my old account with the Honda. But of course you will never actually see the footage from the ult, as I want to more focus on this account. There you go, you can just see my Mega Garchomp just in the back there. Because of course we ran out of primal Groudon energy on that account. So I had to use Garchomp, but by that point we did actually get enough primal Groudon energy, but we just left it with the Garchomp. The Garchomp's doing its job pretty well throughout this raid hour. 1849. Pretty decent, but not the shiny. Don't even know if I'll end up with the shiny, Just didn't end up with the Zekrom. Probably ain't gonna get the shiny with the blacephalon either. Or I'm probably not even gonna get a decent IV one. So I'm probably gonna be like capped out like a 91 or something. It just is what it is, because it just sometimes I'm lucky, sometimes I'm not. But it just really added the issue a bit. But then you got the last raid here, which is at the windmill, because by the time I walked back from the church to get to the red bear, it didn't actually spawn the raid. Because of course the previous raid was still in there, so I had to literally walk up to the windmill on the other side, got close enough to it that I could actually just get into it, and then walk back into the red bear. So I think about halfway through this raid I entered the red bear, which is just to do the New Year's celebrations with my family. So we are still using party power. Party power has pretty much saved a lot of people. So basically you're just doing a lot of strength on the Pokemon, but you still need a pretty decent raid team to be able to do these duels. And yeah, it's not too bad. And then of course Zamazenta and Zacian with their adventure effects as well. If you put them on, you can even do even more damage on top of what you already do. But for me, I haven't got that, so I can't really show you how much damage you actually do in comparison. so far I don't have a Zacian or Zebra because I didn't really do that many raids during the Goldfest Global for Zacian and Zebra, and I'm kind of kicking myself for that one because people using Zacian and Zebra a lot. I've seen, and even during the UNOVA tour last year as well, people using the black and white QM. But we will get black and white QM in a couple of days, or a couple of weeks actually, because it's on the 10th of January. But yeah, this is finishing off the Pikachu research. There you go. We finally finished off the Pikachu research at the Red Bear, and we sat here quite often. And then I thought, let's do a couple of remotes into other people's raid battles. This is just me getting a bit peed off that I didn't get shiny, so we're not going to show you the actual full battles because of course this video is already long as it is, and if I had to keep doing the 3 minutes it would be roughly in like the 50-minute mark, so I'm just going to put the end of the catches. One, two. These are really difficult to catch when you want to do them extremely quickly and just get them all done. But you're wasting a lot of time trying to get it into the ball. There you go, that one's in. I don't think this is a good IV either. Just got another 91 IV. And this is another one down. And got a couple of candy, which I could just dump into a heat run or something. And this is an 1831. Just, this is just gonna be it, what, ain't it? That I'm just gonna have trouble just getting the shiny. It's just one of those things. It's literally only like day 2 and still no shiny. But I don't mind if I don't get it. Well, it'll be great if I did. But blacephalon always comes out every New Year's, so there's a possibility by next New Year's celebrations we will get the shiny. Because they tend to really call blacephalon the New Year's Pokemon because it comes out every New Year's. They come back. This clown alien thing. But no blue on this one. And then on the way home, well, when we got home, we did a couple of more to see if we can get the shiny. And then going into the new year, I think this is the one that I did before the new year, so as soon as it clocked over to midnight last night, we was trying to catch some of these blacephalon. And I think this one was a catch too. Yes, it was. Of course, none of these are actually going to be kept. Some of these probably end up just being trashed. But now we like 2 million, over like 2 million Stardust. And then the next one, which is the last one that we did for this video. And yeah, we keep getting nice throws, which is not what we wanted. This is an 1842, but like I said, half of these are probably not even going to be kept. So I think only one of the many that we've caught so far are going to be kept going forward. Some of these are not going to be kept. I think this one was a run. I don't think I caught this. Oh no, I did catch that one. But we're getting a lot of candy for blacephalon. Anyway, that is it for the blacephalon raids. Well, we didn't get any decent IVs, and we didn't get the shiny. The closest we got was a 91 IV. That was like 15-15, and I think 13, which is a silver bottom cap or blacephalon, but the others that we got were like golden bottle cap, but with the amount of Pokemon that want a golden bottle cap, they're probably going to get trashed, as just considering how many Pokemon that want this golden bottle cap, it's not going to happen on that one, because it's like, I think when you're level 48 it'll be like in the 2,000, 3,000 mark, and I want to eventually get down to Blaziken and have that as a usable Mega at some point. But anyway, that is it for me. There won't be any more videos till the 4th and 5th January. So, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in that video. Goodbye. Hopefully I'll do some more blacephalon raids up to that point, but you'll see until eventually. Just keep an eye on the shorts if I do get the shiny. But if you want to check out other videos, you can just check out these from the previous videos. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.